want to take your game to the next level, you want to be a world champion, take the Fighter Training Stack. Victor Conte's Fighter Training Stack has brought me to the next level. Everything that I take on a daily basis, the Fighter Training Stack is the best thing out right now. Devin Haney, I'm Snack Strong. Get it now, right now.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Marcos Vegas here in Indio, California, being joined with Joseph Jojo Diaz, who's, when we say, 1 week away?
1 week away.
From your fight with Tevin Farmer coming up January 30th on DAZN. Your third attempt at a world title. The first one, Gary Russell. The second one was the fight that happened in LA, and unfortunately didn't make the weight. You couldn't fight for the title, and now this one coming up. You know, summing those two experiences, man, what can you use from those experiences, and what have you learned coming into this one?
You know what, I learned a lot from those both those experiences. The fight against Gary Russell, I learned a lot, knowing that I got to take a lot more risks in there. I feel like I could have had him. I could have won that fight. I feel like I am the better fighter. It's just that I let go of the gas and I wasn't opening up as much as I should have. But I feel like it was a learning experience for me from God. I learned a lot, and I feel like that it had to happen. My loss had to happen. It made me the person that I am today. It made me the fighter that I am today. Unfortunately, Golden Boy gave me another shot to, you know, be a champion. I won 26 pounds, but man, it was very difficult for me to make that weight. I was fighting at 126, 123 for, I would say, since I was 17 years old, man. I'm 27 now. I was doing it for, what, I would say almost about 8 years. My body is developing. I'm growing. I'm getting more strong. I'm getting more bigger. So the diet was getting a lot more stricter. But the last fight, it was just, my body was just completely depleted. I was really just done, dehydrated. I went in there. I went into the Epsom salt, tried to make the weight. 2-3 hours before, I was only 8 ounces over, and I was trying to make the weight in the Epsom salt 3 hours before. Went in there for 10-15 minutes, got out, fainted. My father and my team had to carry me, put ice on me. They were trying to wake me up. I finally woke up. I checked my weight, and I only lost 2 ounces. And after that, I was just like, man, you know what? I'm done. I'm fed up. Went to the weigh-ins, ended up being 126.6. I know that it was a big opportunity and it was a world title shot, so I ended up, you know, telling my coaches and my team, let's go to 24 hours, let's try to make it. We all agreed, so we went over there and I tried to make the weight still, knowing that my body was weak already. I was still trying to, you know, make the weight for the fight fans and for my team and for everybody that is counting on me to make that weight. So I was sacrificing. I was hungry. I was motivated, but then all my muscles just started cramping up, and I started just, you know, just getting tense, and everything just started like really cramping, and I just couldn't move anymore. I couldn't move my hands, so I started screaming for my father, and I started screaming for Daryl when I was in the sauna, and they ended up coming, carrying me out, and I was just like really stuck. They started massaging my hands and my muscles and everything, and I was like, you know what, fuck that, man. If I don't make the weight, fuck it. I'm not gonna do it. My health is more important. I'll still fight this guy, but I'm not gonna, you know, risk my health, and I'm not gonna do this anymore, man. Enough's enough. I already, you know, I'm already seeing the stuff that's happening to my body. I'm not gonna do it anymore, especially if I want to go out and fight. I still need to rehydrate and stuff. So I ended up going to the second weigh-ins, weighing in, and it was I was 126.4. I didn't make the weight. We ended up talking to Jesus Rojas and stuff, and Jesus Rojas and the WBA, they have some type of thing where when you weigh in and you're the champion and you make the weight, you don't have to fight if the opponent don't make the weight. It's up to you. You don't have to fight. So Jesus Rojas, he was kind of like, you know, playing that. I mean, I don't know if I would have been playing the same cards or not, but he was kind of being a little dick about it, saying like, yo, I'm not gonna fight. Him and his team were like, I'm not gonna fight you if I only fight you if you give me 50% of your purse. And they ended up coming back to me with that bullshit. I ended up like saying, man, you know what, fuck it, it is what it is. I didn't make the weight. I still got to show everybody, show out and show everybody that I am the champion and I could defeat this motherfucker. So I ended up letting him take 50% of my purse, ended up fighting, making the winning, but didn't become champion. So then I moved up in weight, and I had to build my way up to, you know, build my way up in the rankings to get this actual title opportunity against Tevin Farmer. I feel like all the experiences, everything that I went through, is made me physically and mentally prepare for this. Right now, I'm more hungrier than ever. I know that Tevin Farmer is a very, very tough fighter, but I got a lot at stake, and I know that this is an opportunity of a lifetime, especially in Super Bowl weekend. I just feel like this is God's opportunity for me to go out there and showcase to everybody that I am going to be the next star in boxing, and I just got to go out there and just prove to everybody. Camp's been looking good. I've been looking strong. I've been having tremendous work with all my sparring partners, and I just can't wait to fight him, man. I can't wait to just shut this guy up.
How do you rate Tevin compared to Gary, compared to everybody else? Is this just as difficult of a style and a fight? How do you really see it?
Tevin Farmer, he's a hell of a fighter. Don't get me wrong. He's a champion for a reason. He knows how to win. He's a great boxer. He's a great defensive fighter. He knows how to, dodge and miss, and he knows how to win the rounds. But he's never fought a guy as tough as me, and I feel like he's never fought opposition as tough as me. His 5 title defenses, they were against tough fighters, but none against the level that I'm in. I feel like I'm an elite level. I feel like I am on championship level and championship pedigree, and it's going to show out come Saturday night, come Thursday night next week. Tevin Farmer, I rate him as one of my toughest fights, but at the end of the day, that's what I want. I don't want to fight any easy fights. I could have chosen an easier route and fought Rene Alvarado again. That's what Golden Boy Promotions wanted. They wanted me to go fight either Andrew Concha or Rene Alvarado and take that bout and become champion that way, but that wouldn't satisfy me. I want to go out there and prove to everybody that I'm willing to fight the best, and I want to be the champion by defeating the best. And I feel like Tevin Farmer is the best at 130 pounds now, and I'm willing to risk my record and give it all on the line to dethrone this guy and to show to everybody and to prove everybody that I am going to be the 130-pound champion, and it's going to make me more satisfying knowing that I did win the best at that weight, and that is Tevin Farmer.
Is this fight similar to the Russell fight? Is this like a Russell 2.0?
I don't think it's going to be similar at all. I think Russell and Tevin Farmer, they have completely different styles. Russell is a lot more quicker. He's a lot more elusive. He knows how to, set his shots up with his speed, and then he lands quick power shots, and he knows how to fight at his distance and range. I feel like his footwork is a lot better than Tevin Farmer. Tevin Farmer, he's a more defensive fighter as far as, head movement, slickness, creating his angles and creating his distance, but I feel like his pace is a lot more slower than than Gary Russell's. I don't know if he's going to be switching up his style when he fights me, because that's what fighters do all the time, especially when people study fighters. That's what I do. I mean, when people want to study me, I always switch my style up. I always adjust to their style, and I just feel like Tevin Farmer is going to do that as well. So if he wants to bang in there, I'm willing to bang too, man. I mean, that's going to be my cup of tea, and that's what I want. But if he actually wants to move around and create his angles and use his defense and be slick like how he is, trust me, I got everything. I got everything in the works to dethrone him and to capitalize and to land the shots that I need to actually hurt him and to break him down and to eventually catch him with some devastating shots.
When you have a style clash like this, a guy that comes forward is aggressive against a defensive master like a Tevin, who is really good defense-wise, sometimes when it does go 12 rounds, get scorecards that are all over the place. Yeah. Is there a worry for you of it going 12 rounds, or are you comfortable with it going 12 rounds?
I'm willing to. I trained to go 12 rounds. It's a 12-round fight. We know that Tevin Farmer, he's elusive and he's a very defensive fighter. So we prepared to go 12 rounds. But I'm telling you, man, I'm very, very strong. I'm very elusive. My punches, my offense, my counter shots, everything is on point right now, and I don't see it going 12 rounds. I see myself hurting Tevin Farmer and making him feel my shots. But like I said, if it does go 12 rounds, it does go 12 rounds. But I'm not going to go out there trying to swing for the fences and trying to knock him out. That's not going to be my game plan, because then I'm going to get tired. That's what Tevin Farmer wants. Tevin Farmer wants you to, open up and swing and overexert yourself to get you tired. I'm going to go out there and fight a smart fight, win the rounds decisively, and make sure that, that everybody knows that I won the fight.
This all started with a confrontation at the MGM in Las Vegas, and that was kind of like what hyped us for the fight and built us up to this point. But you targeted Tevin, right? Like you wanted him for a very even before that. Why? Like, what do you see there that you felt that you could exploit it and could challenge him and beat him?
Like I said, Tevin Farmer, he's the best in the division at 130 pounds. It was against Gervonta Davis or Tevin Farmer. Gervonta Davis ended up moving up in weight, and I tweeted both of them, but I tweeted Tevin Farmer, and we were going back and forth. And I know that Tevin Farmer, he's a very tough fighter, but with me, ever since I was a little kid, when I was 11 years old, when I only had 5-6 fights, I was already wanting to fight guys that had 50, 60 fights. I'm that type of person that wants to challenge myself to fight the best, because I feel like when I fight the best, it brings out the best in me, and I would just want to give exciting fights to these fight fans. So when I seen that I was moving up in the weight class and I was moving up to 130 pounds, I knew that Tevin Farmer was one of the main guys in the division, so I started calling him out because I know that I was going to build my way up in the rankings, and eventually I was going to get a world title shot. So I was like, man, you know what? I want to challenge myself to fight the best. So I started talking shit to Tevin Farmer, and he gave in, man. He fell into my fishing, man. I threw in the hook, and he fell into the rope. But at the end of the day, he ended up coming up to me during the press conference, and he started talking shit, saying that I was talking shit on Twitter, and we ended up having that beef, and it just went viral, and everybody wanted that fight to happen. Ever since then, I fought 2 more fights then, and I won, and he fought, I believe, 2 more fights as well, and he won. So it's building up the hype a lot more, and now that we got everything signed, I'm just very excited. I mean, I'm very thankful that, Tevin Farmer actually chose me and gave me this opportunity to fight. He could have chose an easier fight like he has been, but he wants to challenge himself too. I think he has a lot to prove as well. He has a lot to prove to the boxing critics and to himself that he is a really, really tough fighter and a pound for pound in boxing, and that's what I want to prove. I want to prove to everybody that I'm the best fighter at the 100 and 130, and I'm going to be a pound for pound best too. That's just for my career, and that's for my legacy, and that's what he wants to do as well. So I'm very excited that we both agree to all the terms, and this fight is made. It's going to be one hell of a fight for the fight fans, and it's going to be a very exciting fight, that's for sure.
I think a fan watching this, and if you were to ask him, like, hey, how do you see this fight? I think their biggest question would be, Jojo, are you going to be able to just keep pressure on him and not get tired and keep it on him, so what happened in the Russell fight doesn't happen to you in this fight?
Yeah. Everything. Like I said, I'm very confident in my abilities, and I'm confident that I'm gonna dethrone Tevin Farmer come Thursday night. I don't want to, go give away my game plan or anything, but I'm very, very confident come Thursday night I'm going to dethrone Tevin Farmer no matter what he brings to the table. Like I said, if he wants to move around, box around, I'll be ready for that. If he wants to come banging, it's going to be his mistake, but I'm going to be ready for that as well. And like I said, let the best man win. I don't want to have no excuses at the end of the night. I'm not going to give no excuses. And I don't want him to give any excuses. I don't want no excuses. I just want the best man to win, and I want the other person to acknowledge that and to appreciate the winner that night.
You think he'll stand and trade with you?
I hope he does. I hope he does. He's been talking a lot of shit, so I hope he's not a little punk bitch. I hope he backs up his shit, man, because he's been talking a lot of bullshit, and I don't want him to be talking all this bullshit and then eventually just run the whole fucking night. Then that's what's called pussy right there. So I really hope that he backs up his word, and he comes and brings it, because, like I said, I prepared for anything he brings to the table.
Last question, Jojo. Like I mentioned, this is your 3rd opportunity at a world title. I know this means a lot, but what does this moment mean to you? Do you feel like this is your last chance to be able to fight for a title? Like, what really emotions are you carrying into this fight?
You know what? This whole training camp, I've been dealing with a lot of extreme focus and determination, knowing that I already fought for the title 2 times and I don't have a world title and I'm not a world champion. And that right there gets me really, really frustrated and really, really pissed off. I was going through a lot of stress, and I was on a depression stage, and I was going through a lot a couple years back. And I'm very, very focused and determined now, and I know that it's sink or swim for me. I know that this is the opportunity of a lifetime, and this is the opportunity that God gave me to to showcase to everybody what I'm all about, and why he gave me this opportunity, and all my talents and everything that I work for. I mean, ever since I was 11 years old, I've been working day in and day out as a boxer. So I've been busting my ass for 16 years now, man. There's no way in hell that I'm gonna let Tevin Farmer, come victorious that night. I mean, I deserve to be a champion because I've worked so hard for it. I'm determined and I'm focused, and like I said, it's very, very meaningful for me. So I'm gonna leave it all on the line come Thursday night.
Jojo, man, it's as always, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Great seeing you as well.
Man.
Joseph Diaz Jr. right here takes on Tevin Farmer coming up January 30th in Miami.